Hi and welcome back today with a special one. This is the Jinjer Audiotree From Nothing, where they also do an interview, and I think, from what I've seen, 3 songs. And for now, I reacted to 3 songs from Jinjer, and every single one of them grew on me. Even the one I intentionally didn't like as much, or didn't get that much, which was Kafka. And yeah, I keep going back to it, listening to it every day since I did it, and I'm finding more stuff to like, and it opens up more. And what also is helping is getting behind the lyrics. And also, I didn't really watch interviews, but I want to. So this is a good thing to start. I only have seen one video from them, which were the 5 most important songs for them in, I think, a Metal Hammer interview. I think it was a Metal Hammer. I saw it on YouTube, and that was quite interesting, and I enjoyed that. And also listening to them, learning about what they think about that. Also, what Kafka is about was told to me in the comments, and that was very interesting. And yeah, I think the 5 songs they mentioned was, I only listened to one of them. The one was Green Serpent, and I don't remember which the other ones were, but I just remember I only listened to Green Serpent, so I'm looking forward for the other 4, which they deem their most important songs for them personally. And it was Tatiana and yeah, shit, I don't know the other guy's name, but yeah, I probably will learn it now. In the Audiotree From Nothing interview, I don't know so far if it's just an interview and they play the songs in the studio, or if it's something else, but I will find out and I will stop talking now. But this band very quickly became one of my favorites so far, also this year and last year. So yeah, looking forward for their new album as well, I think in February. So yeah, less talking and more listening. I'm just gonna start right away.
The thing is that in order to understand what this band means to us, you need to understand what was the starting point and what this band eventually gave us and what it made of us. We
The Slavic accent.
Ukraine, out of provincial small cities in the middle of nowhere. And the way, the journey we had to take to go is 10 times longer to any other bands.
As someone coming from Austria, where it's not as hard, I would say that. But it's also not a country you easily get out of music-wise, especially if you do some extreme music. And it's a lot harder, of course, than from the Ukraine, I believe. But they did it. They were persistent, and I think they grew so much through that. But we will hear that from them.
We all made it inside Jinjer because of Jinjer, due to Jinjer. Each of us contributing as much as we can. So
Okay, yeah, his name is Eugene, and he's playing the bass. How is he named Eugene? Like the other names, I get. But Eugene is a very unique name for someone coming from Ukraine. All right. And they know they made it through Jinjer, and that's pretty cool.
So it's more than just a band for us. It's the whole life now.
Yeah, all life decisions we made, like, it was all connected to Jinjer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the only thing I know. It occupies all my life.
I like the studio atmosphere a lot.
Like a lunatic, frantic, a man in the room looks so dry food. The spiral traffic feels too true.
So beautiful.
Too dramatic. Quiet. The man is wandering around. Runs the way out he never found. And inside, as a bullet of lead, it's rolling and romping on parquet. Oh, how heavy is the ball. It bends his spine to the very ground. Neither he's nor another. You know my soul it crust. Oh, how heavy is his thumb. In a half an hour or so, he crushed the floor and smashed the man's jaw. Like a feather I travel down.
She's so good.
One more loop, no reviews. Well, scars, now erase. Like a feather I travel down. The spiral staircase, falling deeper than it is. The rabbits and stones. I came like water and like when I go. The rabbits and stone. I came like water and like when I go. Spin, swirl. Wow. Spin, swirl.
Because it's no original member in the band. It started.
Okay, I have to pause after that song. For me, that song was easier to grasp than most of their songs. But also, of course, not just straight and like easy at all to listen to. And that's what I admire them so much for, and what I've learned to do. They challenge you with their music. They don't care about something like if I didn't like it in the first listen or in the first 30 seconds, which usually is the way to go in pop music, or at least it almost was like this. It always was like this, but I think it got worse nowadays, where charts are dominated by TikTok for the most part, and if you don't like something in the first 10 seconds, it's over. They don't care. They challenge you. They make you work for it. And the thing is, if you work for something, you automatically appreciate it a bit more, I think. And this is what they do with the music, with their songs, or what it does to me, at least. And also something I had to learn to get into. But as I said in the beginning, all the songs I listen to have grown on me so much. Also, Green Serpent grew so much after I learned about the meaning of the song, and going through the lyrics, it makes all so much sense. I'm now gonna reread the Kafka song, the Kafka book that is mentioned in the song. I think it's The Process or something like that. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna reread that so I can understand the song better. This is what I want to do. If I find it, my mom has it somewhere, and I will borrow it. So yeah, I hope we find it. Okay, that's just what I want to say about that song. That crazy good song, and I like this format of interview and also performance. Love it.
Like in crazy way.
15 years ago, there were absolutely different people.
Started from
Really?
17 or 20, let's say. This very important period of time for any person. 20s are where you establish as a person,
As a
right?
character.
Yeah, as a character.
From your 20 to 30.
You're already not a kid, but not a fully blown grown up. So we spend this very special period of time together, and there's no way we can spend the rest of our lives separately. You know?
The last 2-3 records, we composed song like Vlad composed, Eugene and me, and then like Guitar Pro it, send it to each other. We do not sit in a room and compose music. So we sit at homes and compose music like completely songs from each.
Then share it
member. Yeah,
with
then
each
share
other,
it, then with
learn it.
Yeah, some changes.
I prefer that way of songwriting, to be honest. If I don't like the jamming stuff. For me personally, I never liked that. I want to have a vision and something that's already written out, and then you can come together and prepare everything. And maybe add something there, add some part from, I don't know, the drummer who knows just more about drums than a guitar player. And I like that part and I respect that a lot, and it makes sense when you listen to their songs, like how complex they are.
Then we come to the studio together, and then we do changes together. Wallflower, last album, it was fully written musically and given to her. And before the studio, neither us nor her ever knew what the vocals will be.
Same was with micro and macro.
Yeah, 3 records.
Yeah, everything after it started on King of Everything, basically.
King of
because,
Everything.
yeah, because I didn't have much time to finish all the songs, like lyrics for all the songs. So I remember the night before I had.
It must be so hard, write lyrics on a deadline. Crazy that she does it.
To go to the studio. I had to finish at least like 3 songs or something. So I finished one because Eugene helped me with one part. It's Pisces. I asked him, please, Eugene, my head is dry, my brain is dry.
That's the difficulty.
Not a single inspiration.
She had
drop.
two-thirds of the lyrics.
Yeah, and so he wrote a part, like a passage. That helped a lot. This song was done. Cool. 2 more songs.
You need really special people to just come in like that and kind of finish your writing and your ideas, and that it makes sense in the end. But also sometimes it's just good to have another person to not just help out, but also talk about stuff so your brain can get working again. Because working with a blank page is, I think, the most difficult thing ever. If you have something there, maybe just, I don't know, a spot, you can change something, you can add something. And I think that's a lot easier than just having a blank page and say, like, do whatever you want. Like, that's hard.
The intro and the outro. It's so the last moment I collected from all the songs on this album. I picked out 2 lines from each song, and I gathered them together.
It's absolutely crazy.
I had a completely new lyrics, completely new poem. And so I used this monster, like this mutant, I don't know, Frankenstein, yeah. on the intro and on the outro, but the melodies are completely different. So we got two songs with same lyrics.
A concept like this was just built. It was again a spontaneous decision. A spontaneous decision.
And it was an experiment built out of necessity, and apparently it worked.
And we just thought that it would be cool, and it worked very well.
And it worked very well.
I composing like all my free time. Like if I have like time
And it's free.
and it's free, yeah, I just take a guitar and start composing. Tchaikovsky once said that you need to write like all the time. It's most
Just gonna quote Tchaikovsky. I mean, it makes so much sense. Again,
most of your writing will be bad, but like 10% of it will be good.
We have like this scale, good, shit. Yeah, if it's shit,
There's nothing
it
in
goes out.
between.
It goes out. It's good, okay.
oh, beautiful.
For me, it's pressure. Pressure and stress. Clicks, something. Like something clicks in my head. And I was like, no. Like I'm completely anxious, you know? Then it starts working. Sometimes I just take a walk or I read a book, you know? Sometimes I go and search. I don't sit and wait until until it strikes. I go and hunt.
I like bass tapping.
Stay in, you can be alone. Stay in, you can feel like home. Breathe in, it's a place where you belong. When no one does you wrong. Your capsule is your fortress where you can lick your wounds. Your people avoiding people and fall.
How beautiful is that?
Solitude, and they won't find me in my shell. The chances go to zero. I'm a guest in my own skin. I take it off and be myself. The outside is hostile, and waves hit me hard. So I climb into my shell to lick my wounds again. Silent and satisfied, misunderstood, but proud. Biting on my tongue in fear of saying something wrong. Oh, my circle of friends. It's getting empty, getting empty, getting empty, empty. And I don't really wish for you. I gotta go home, my battery's all low. This life is a lockdown. I gotta go home, my battery's all low. That's what it's all about. Whatever rise to the air, I ended up from the beginning. Turning my wheels into mountain. I feel the pressure building.
Artists
I love how they have the ability of, and it's not just her voice, but her voice does a lot of the work of just turning a song completely around in terms of the mood. It gets so heavy, and I mean that in a more emotional sense. It gets heavy and dark, and it drags you down from the start, where Wallflower was really beautiful. That's just such amazing writing. It's if the definition of music and art is just to provoke emotion, they not just provoke emotion, but they just play with it, they control it, and but in a way, I think they just transfer their own emotion, and that is so special about that band in particular, I think.
either express themselves or reflect the world through themselves. This is what art is. And this is what we do.
Dynamics.
Yeah, the dynamic of your life,
It's
everything.
bad, then the next moment is good. The next moment is even shittier, you know, and so
Yeah, that's what they do.
our music. The more shit you go
That's
through,
so crazy.
the better. That's how I take. That's how I receive.
When you
That's very optimistic. Although sometimes I would say it would be good to just leave the shit out for some time. Although of course it sparks creativity.
really have gone through a lot of shit, you have the full tank, let's say, behind you, which will push you forward. And this is what happened to us. Yeah, and if you look through the lyrics, I can lay bet, I can gamble that all the topics in our songs covered by Tatiana is actually real stories in some way. This is real experience, everything. I particularly remember I was writing the lyrics for Dreadful Moments, and I really was thinking if I'm crossing the red line, because that's a bit too much, and the topic is very serious in this song. I just thought that, well, I don't.
I'm interested in the lyrics. Okay, but it's not a song they will perform in this one. Okay, that's something to keep in mind. Because I want to know what he means by that.
think Cannibal Corpse ever thought about crossing the red lines or any other real underground bands, and I just let myself go.
I miss.
Okay, but Cannibal Corpse are crossing a line in another way, I think. More in the like horror movies could cross a line. That's what Cannibal Corpse cross a line in a fictitious way, but like fiction way. I thought he was talking about something else.
Those years that I've never lived through, you know, like the beginning of 90s or even 80s, when there was no cancellation, you know. You cannot be canceled for what you're saying in a song, because it can be fake, can be fiction, or it can be true. No one knows. So it's a freedom.
If we look at the poetry throughout, let's say, the last 300 years, actually there are so many intricate, really provocating points touched by really huge poets, and nobody ever blamed them for this. Now we live in an absolutely different society when everyone can get offended.
Yeah, they see what they want to see, and they think that you probably are like you were a hater.
Yeah.
You hate this, you hate that.
It's sometimes
And they take everything for the truth. I think they have a good point there. There is no such thing as just fiction anymore in terms of a cancel culture, where people just take everything for granted they hear in a song. And like example of Cannibal Corpse, like okay, so they need to lock you away, basically, because this is such a brutal stuff. But I think context is key, and also how you deliver stuff. You can say everything, but it's also a matter of how you say it. And if you listen to those songs and think something they say is not correct, or they should be cancelled for that, I don't know. I think you're beyond help, I think.
feels that people really lost the idea of what metaphors are what
Yeah.
Good point.
speaking about what is really speaking about things figuratively. So and the absence of
But it's maybe also the point that just so many more people can have a voice, you know? Back in the days, I think it was critics. They could go through the lyrics and maybe interpret something, but they see a metaphor for a metaphor. But if you have 10 people commenting on that who are probably also trained in some way of journalism or something, or literature, and they know stuff. But if you go on the internet and you have 10,000 comments and one of them would take a metaphor literally, and this is where the problem starts then. And they also would make it vocal, and they find other people who maybe agree with them, and it's crazy.
this really concerns me.
After release of every album, there are a bunch of interviews where you explain over and over again what this or that song is about. But then reading all the comments on the internet, they still see what they want to see. And they say, hey, dude, I just did an interview for you to understand what this song is about. Why didn't you pay attention?
I think that's an interesting and difficult topic. I sometimes I heard interviews about songs I really liked and that had a meaning for me. And listening to that interview I didn't let it destroy my vision of the song, because sometimes mine was even deeper, and it was shocking how like simple the meaning of the song actually were. So I think there should be some space for interpretation, but when it comes to canceling stuff or whatever, it's not okay to misunderstand or change the meaning of what the artist meant in that particular context. You know, you can say, "Oh, but this means that and that," and if she says, "No, it's not. It was the intention behind it was this topic," you cannot change that topic. You can say you see it this way and you don't like it when you see it this way, but you have to consider what the artist thinks about it or why the artist wrote it, because that is the truth, objectively the truth about the song. And this is what you have to consider, that otherwise you're just an idiot.
We have conflicts.
You have no idea how big a conflict can be. It's usually me and Eugene who just like sit there. I don't go on stage until you apologize.
It happened on this tour.
It happened on this tour in Phoenix.
Makes sense that
It's super
those
hot,
two.
extreme weather, and Eugene did something. He locked the door with my shit behind the door, and I was like, "Open the door." He said, "I won't do it." I said, "Fucking bitch."
Yeah, that was
So
out
that
of
was a
nothing.
fight. Yeah, out of nothing. And then he said, "I'm not gonna play today's show until you apologize." And I sent a message that I'm not gonna play until he apologizes for all the shit that he told me
Oh boy.
before. Yeah.
Oh shit.
And
Eventually,
no
we
one
didn't play.
played. No one played
Yeah,
because
show
The
was
show was
cancelled
cancelled. Because of the
because
hot
of
weather.
the weather.
I gotta say, that is kind of brave to say in an interview, because that makes you look like you're not really professional. And I think doing that lets down a lot of the fans, and that's not cool. But on the other hand, they are the personalities they are, and that's why they write the amazing music they do. So, yeah. But they're still laughing, so I think, okay, I will not be too harsh.
the weather was even hotter.
Then our quarrel.
Yeah.
Quarrels, fights. Despite all of that shit, I still call these three my closest friends. After so many years, we just don't have anyone else.
I gotta say,
We left everything else behind. We
those two feel like they have the biggest egos in the band. Gotta say that. The other two are quieter ones, and I also love the drummer. I think his name was Ivan, who said when he got free time, he's composing. He's just a full-time musician, and he doesn't care about the other shit, or at least that's what I get from him, the vibe I get. He just want to make music because that's his life.
We moved forward, everything we had stayed there. And it happened a couple of times. It's not just one move. There are so many things which connect me to Jinjer. I cannot really imagine my life without it anymore.
Yeah, for me, I think I won't find new friends. You know, I'm not able already to make new friends.
Same story.
Oh my god.
'Cause it's like puzzles, you know, you have to
File. You have to file
yeah,
it.
you have to
to file it in order to make it
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
Every morning I woke up to our song.
Oh, that's a totally different start now.
To our music. Every morning I woke up to my broken soul and dissolved in a swamp of the past years. So I learned to transform this sweet strategy, creeping on to the reality of facing 1,000 as they circle around. The strength of my soul, God lost the soul. Cast the reins of my heart, when to die of the time. When to die of the time. Here I am, sitting on the edge of a cold fence. Lost and fast, I let you all behind. An intricate, living on the barrier, separating death from life. Down the pain, broken heart, lonely grave, the reflection of the sky, on the mirror of the eye. I can hear them coming down, a familiar sound. You won't be alone, you won't be alone. Before they tear me apart, the sky circled about, rushing toward my right, the hands feel no pain. Creeping onto the reality of facing 1,000 as they circle above. The strength of my soul, God lost the soul. Cast the reins of my heart, where to die all the time. Where to the time, all the time. It's my time to feel the need. It is my time to serve. What a nice day to fall into a net. The fear fears for crowds. The fear fears for crowds.
Since we sacrificed a lot together, each of us has left something behind, and we dedicated ourselves with 200%.
Oh my god!
Ourselves and
The dog.
everything, money, love, dedication, everything to music. So that's what keeps us together. I cannot imagine myself joining another band and going through this shit again.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I know the feeling, and I will not compare me to them at any point. But when we stopped the band, I think in 2015, 2016, I was done with that. I would never gonna go back to make another band or something. Because, yeah, I didn't want to go through that again. Just a little footmark on my part.
If I leave the band, find me somewhere like in the woods. I don't know, eating.
What?
Reading newspapers saying that somebody is eating tourists. And no one knows where Tatiana is.
And cancelled.
I can do.
Yeah, Tatiana disappeared.
Yeah.
It's like
That's-
2 hours interview for sure.
Yeah.
Only for this.
Yeah, but
Only on that question on how we formed as a band, you know.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
2 hours. It's gonna take 2 hours or more.
When are you gonna write the book? When's the book coming out?
Oh, dude.
Oh, well, one day.
If someone among us
I would buy the
learns
book.
how to write, we will write it definitely.
Yeah, it took me till the end to realize that, okay, it was titled From Nothing, and Audiotree is the format apparently, or the studio where they recorded it. And I really liked that format. That was a beautiful video. I always love to learn more about the people behind bands. Although, like, meeting your heroes is a two-edged sword, in my opinion. I met quite a few of them, and it's hard to live up to expectations. You know what I mean? And you always, if you get heroes like that, you will always build up a persona larger than life, and they will never live up to it because that's not possible usually. So I'm careful with meeting my heroes, but knowing more of where they come from, knowing more about the songs, their thoughts behind the songs, and it's a very cool thing, and it's very interesting, and I really love that. And I don't really have much more to add because I think I added everything I wanted to while they were speaking. These 3 songs were amazing. I gotta say, the last one, That Hands Feel No Pain, is something I have to listen to more often. It was the most complicated, maybe most chaotic one of them. The others were quieter and feel more structured, at least for me. I got into that a lot easier, but that means nothing nowadays, or by now, because I know them enough that I know that I need to listen to them more. That's the only thing I need. And I will enjoy the songs just as well. And that's pretty cool. All right. So I hope you enjoyed it. This was also requested quite often. And after that, I felt like I want to do this before I do more Jinjer songs, so I can know them better and maybe get even more out of the songs. And also, I got 3 more songs I'm gonna listen to now, which is perfect. So yes, that said, tell me your thoughts about it. Tell me your thoughts about the video, everything I said, they said, whatever. Subscribe if you want to see more, if you enjoy what I'm doing, and I will see you on the next one.